So, Minecraft has an extraordinary philosophy, funnily enough. And the best way to describe it, and actually, no, the belief that encapsulates Minecraft, especially playing on a server with friends, is a sandcastle mentality. We go to the beach and we build sandcastles, and we enjoy it for the moment. We enjoy it for what it is. We don't care whether someone's gonna break it the moment we leave. We don't care how nice it looks. We just enjoy it. And that applies to Minecraft too. Whenever you have friends and you're making something, let's be honest, most Minecraft servers only last a week or two, and at that, a month. From there, the passion, creativity, and overall motivation of the players dwindles as time goes on because Minecraft's gameplay loops are fulfilled. And the only way to progress after maxing out everything, getting farms for everything, is to create your own builds. And that is really cool because that's exactly how life is. In life, if you chase to become the best and you fulfill something, and then that was your goal, and by the time you get that goal, you have everything you wanted, but you feel dissatisfied because the thing that mattered was the process. The thing that mattered was building the sandcastle. Because that's what I found as a flaw within me. When I went to the beach, I did have a sandcastle mentality like everyone else. I built it just to build. I had fun. I was creative. I put wet sand and dry sand to make an amalgamation of both, and I enjoyed it. But the problem I have with Minecraft right now is because I've changed as a person and because I feel guilty playing video games, I lost my passion. And it's because I'm scared of losing my art. And that shows that I enjoy the outcome more than the process now, unfortunately. And that needs to change. However, I do understand that I do understand that I still enjoy the process. I wouldn't like playing Minecraft if I didn't like the grind, getting all the equipment, maxing out my sets, and especially if I'm playing modded, progressing through a whole new catalog of items and mobs and bosses. The gameplay loop gets flipped on its head and you're able to figure things out. And I love that. That's awesome. However, when I play with friends, I'm usually the most dedicated one. And dedicated is a very nice way to put it. Addicted would actually be the correct term.
So, y'all wanted to clown on me, huh? Look who's laughing now.
But to continue what I was saying, I love the process still, but I've fallen out of love with it at times, if that's a thing. And it makes me wonder, if you can fall out of love with something, were you ever in love in the first place? And I would argue yes, because we can always change our minds at whatever time. I think someone can really truly change overnight. It's just most people don't. And you have to have an incredibly strong will, but I feel like it is theoretically possible or philosophically possible. And it's because I've had these fluctuations. I've had my naders, I've had my peaks of motivation and passion and of doing things. And Minecraft made me realize that. I spent 4 days like absolutely addicted to a mod pack playing with my friends, and I basically beat the mod pack in 4 days. And I was leagues ahead of them in terms of progression, everything else, game sense and knowledge. Like I just picked up on things incredibly quickly. And it makes me think, wait, if I can do that with a game, I can apply that to everything else. And that's what really got me going on the motivation to make this to make I don't know what to call this. It's not I don't want to call this a podcast. My thoughts, my thought vlog. Oh, that sounded weird. Regardless, I can. It makes me realize I'm still am capable of super learning, of learning at an incredibly quick rate, and I love learning. I love problem solving because Minecraft. I try to optimize as much as I can. So I do my research and then I apply. I do my research and then I apply, and that's fun. It's not me getting a bunch of loot that's fun. It's building the farm. It's not me worrying about the outcome of the sandcastle. It's me building the sandcastle that's fun. And that's why I say Minecraft's philosophy of the sandcastle mentality is beautiful. It's truly such a gem because if you've ever had a true sandcastle mentality and played Minecraft, you would understand how amazing it feels to simply play to play without worrying, without optimization. And the only time, well, not the only time, but the most, if I had to pinpoint a time in my life where I embodied that, it would be my childhood Minecraft experience playing on the PlayStation 4 edition and Pocket edition. And I would just do things to do things. I, I had the kid's imagination and a kid's creativity. So even though things were unoptimized, they all made sense to me, and I was making sense of the game itself. So I was learning, and I was also developing new things. It was just fun. I didn't worry about anything because I didn't have to worry about anything. I'm just a little kid, and now as I've turned 18, headed off to college, I'm scared. I'm intimidated. I'm I think to myself, why am I playing games? Like what I ask myself, why have a sandcastle mentality when everything I can do, when I can make everything I can do matter? But that's the point I'm missing. If something doesn't last, it can still matter. And this is different from the 80-20 rule because I also believe in that. I believe 80% of the things you do result in 20% of the results you want, and 20% of the things you do result in 80% of the results you want. So in other words, only a very small amount of things you actually do contribute to what you want to do. And think about it, that's true. If you wanted to study something, you can only study, maybe at max 4 to 6 hours per day, but the rest of the day, 75% of it is still sleeping, eating, surviving, living, existing. So that makes sense. It does. And that's and it's different from that because I have I don't have a goal when I'm playing Minecraft. I play to play, but I force myself to feel like I should be productive in life. So if I have that perception of me wanting to be productive and then I'm also playing a game, my brain's internal calculator just makes it says it doesn't add up. Being games is not being Playing games is not being productive. And most of the time that's true, but I don't have to be productive 24/7. I don't have to be optimized. I don't have to be perfect. And it took Minecraft to make me, I wouldn't say fully realize, but significantly realize my problem. Because my first 2 days of playing the mod pack, I was ecstatic. I was I felt the happiest I've ever felt in a while because I'm playing Minecraft with friends. That's an experience I won't really have growing up later. Maybe, maybe not. The last 2 days, I felt guilty. I felt like I was aimlessly doing things just to do things and just to play the game and not really be productive in the game. So, Minecraft embodies a sandcastle mentality. I struggle to apply that sandcastle mentality in my daily life, and it hurts me because I fail to enjoy the things that I should enjoy simply for what they are and not what they will become or what they can become. I dream of possibility and potential instead of executing in the present. So I will enjoy the moment. I will build my sandcastle and I will enjoy it even if the waves wash it away.